Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Homestand TV. I'm your host, Celine Chamarki, alongside my co-host, Justin Pooney. Big announcement.
Yes.
Team Canada won gold yesterday against the Czech Republic. It honestly, I'm so thrilled. That game was tight as hell. Oh my gosh. I thought we were going to blow it in the end of the third because they were pressing and we were getting nervous. You saw it all over the boys. But what a comeback that was in overtime. Oh my gosh. It brought me back to Sidney Crosby's goal.
Okay, let's pump the brakes a little bit.
No. I'm just saying, like, that's how it felt. Because
Okay.
honestly, I haven't watched like the World Juniors in like quite a while. I'm not even gonna deny that. So I mean, it was nice to see and Team Canada win it at home.
It's been a weird ride for the World Juniors, right? Like the 3 straight COVID-style ones. They had the one in the summertime.
Very odd.
This one kind of felt like it was finally back to normal.
Winter.
The atmosphere was great in Halifax. Like the crowd was electric. Those tickets went for like $28,000 for yesterday's game. Crazy.
Are you serious? I didn't know.
Yeah, there was tickets on sale. I was looking at Twitter before the game.
Insane.
$28,000 to watch Canada play. That's how much it meant. What an event! And they were saying like after the game, like, is this the best World Junior Championships of all time? I don't know about that. But it was a great night for Canada hockey, and just a great night in general. Like I think you mentioned Canada went up to the 2-0 lead. They kind of dominated the first 2 periods, and you kind of thought like, okay, it's going to be easy. But then 7 minutes left, the Czechs score, and they score again. And I was like, again, for all those people out there that don't remember, back in it gave me a harsh 2011 World Junior vibes when Canada was up 3-0 against Russia, and they blew it and lost, right? I'm like, oh man, Canada's gonna blow it and lose, right? But to their credit, like you mentioned, overtime they came out, they were aggressive, and I gotta say, 3-on-3 sudden death overtime.
It's adrenalating.
Yeah,
It's
like
exhilarating,
there's no
honestly.
shootout, nothing like that. 3-on-3.
I hate shootouts, honestly.
Really?
I do not like shootouts.
Yeah.
It should always be overtime, even in the regular season. Like, you put so much pressure on the goalie and on the players at that point. It should just be 3-on-3.
I'll be honest with you, I thought 3-on-3 was like back and forth. And
so it should be.
Dylan Gunther started the party, and then he ended the party in overtime, right? So that was amazing. But also Connor Bedard, too. He was made news without even hitting the score sheet.
Can we talk about this? Yeah, so TSN reporter asked him, like, what were your thoughts on your performance? And his comment was, I don't want to talk about my performance. Like, we just won the biggest tournament in the world. That's what he said. And he wants to talk more about the team, which I'm completely for. I love that. Like, kudos to the kid for saying that. But I don't know. He's young. He needs PR training because, like, on the reporter, too, like, you kind of make her look like an idiot. That's like my perspective on certain things, which I understand though where he's coming from, and I'm sure she understood too. But it's just like we've seen sometimes during his like post-game interviews, he's very, I guess, like blunt with his stuff, which is fine.
But isn't that what we want from athletes? So we want them to be blunt. Like,
we
want them to
want
be
them to be
authentically. We want them to be authentic to who they are, right?
Yeah, of course. But I don't know.
And isn't that the problem with hockey though? Guys are not authentic to who they are. They always give cliches.
I know, the typical cliche answer. Yeah, fair enough. But I don't know. I feel like there should just be more of a sugar coating on that, essentially. But you want to know what I will say? Team performance. Like, it really is a team performance. Hockey is a team sport, and people are probably going to give me slack for saying this, but I feel like hockey is the biggest team sport out of all the other sports rather than basketball. Because think about it. You just need a LeBron James to carry the team and you can win.
Football, maybe.
Football, fair enough. Yeah. Okay, but like Steph,
soccer.
Like, more compared to basketball is probably what I would say. If you compare it to that, and especially I remember watching an interview. I don't know, I can't remember if it was LeBron James or not, but it was just I.
Yeah.
And then like in hockey, it's we. Like for example, Bedard's post-game interview, we. So it's nice about hockey.
The one thing I will say about Connor Bedard, by the way, where's Connor Bedard from?
He's from North Vancouver,
no,
right?
Yeah, he's from Vancouver.
He's from Vancouver.
Anyway. So I just want to get that out of the way. But I think it was, you have to kind of feel for how much, through this whole tournament, every question is about how are you, about the media is asking questions about him.
Yeah, fair enough. And but he's the biggest young star right now.
Of course he's going to get fed up with it, right? And I understand that to me was like, this guy gets it. Right, you know how like everybody talks about how he's like the phenom of all this attention. He's a superstar already. When he goes to the pros, right, people might think like take offense to that. But with him saying that, putting the team ahead of everybody else, that shows you that he's really about the team. He's not putting himself ahead of anybody else, even though he well deserves it, right, for what he did. And then, quite frankly, other than yesterday, he pretty much carried Canada to the finals himself, right?
You're not wrong.
He did. He carried
All
Canada,
eyes were
right?
on him the whole
Exactly.
entire time,
So
too. Every time he touched the puck,
yeah,
yells.
the last 2 games, Canada as a team stepped up, but Connor Bedard kind of got them there. And when he didn't have his best game, you know, the team came up and stepped up big. Shane Wright just had a rough year, right? Falls in the draft, barely playing in Seattle, had an okay World Junior tournament, had a very good gold medal game, and now does he go back to the NHL? Does he go back to junior? That's the next question. But all in all, what a night for Canada hockey. What a night to be a Canadian hockey fan.
Yeah.
I watched the game from start to finish, and the crowd was electric, the fans were electric, and it was, I don't know about you, but when they were playing Canada, you kind of got a little bit of the goosebumps and kind of the chills. Like,
of course, when they watch the flag raise too, it's the best feeling.
Absolutely. I thought it was a beautiful moment.
It was a really nice moment. And I just have to quickly shout out Mississauga Steelheads, Ethan Del Mastro and Owen Beck for winning gold at the World Juniors.
Let's go Steelheads.
Let's go Steelheads. Let's go Steelheads. Okay, well, skipping, like you were just mentioning how you were just watching the World Juniors, the Leafs were playing as well last night. And I don't think anybody really paid attention to that game. They ended up losing 5-1 to Seattle. As soon as John Tavares tied it up, and then Seattle came back, and then it was 2-1. It was too quick, back-to-back. Goaltending was horrible yesterday. Matt Murray, what is going on? So what were your thoughts on that whole performance? Because he replaced Ilya Samsonov because he was already playing like crap for the last couple games.
Yeah, so I wouldn't watch the game, I watched the Canada game, but after I watched the highlights and stuff like that.
And you really need to watch it.
Yeah, no, I like to, I thought that I was reading about the game afterwards, and I kind of, goaltending, right? Remember at the hot start, and we were kind of talking about before we went away on winter break, right? We kind of said, wow, the goaltending has been one of the strongest suits of this team, and that was being the weakest link, but of late, rearing its ugly head, and this is something that if they don't nip in the butt right away and it continues on, it will be very bad for this team because they're gonna need good goaltending. I'm not saying great or outstanding, but they're gonna need good, solid goaltending that the guys up front are comfortable and they have trust in whoever's in net that they can stop a puck in case there's an odd man rush or anything like that. The Leafs need Ilya Samsonov and Matt Murray to regain form because if they don't, Celine, it's gonna be a very, very short playoff run.
That's when it matters the most when it comes to the playoffs. We can't have our goaltenders doing this. So it's gonna be interesting to see as we're heading into the last stretch of the NHL season. And they play Detroit on Saturday, so hopefully we'll win there.
Hey, it's a big game. Detroit's still on the playoff race. The Leafs been playing well. Hockey on Canada, Original 6 matchup. I do want to see how the biggest thing for me is goaltending. That's what I'm going to be focused on for the Leafs for the next little while is how is their goaltending going to perform now that games get more and more important and seeding and because now, hockey, after the Christmas and kind of January hits, then it kind of looks towards the playoffs. You're kind of looking towards, what's in the postseason, right? And the games are mattering even more now. Case in point, my Canucks had a big win against the Colorado Avalanche last night. I had to throw that in there. You don't have to do that.
Okay, for sure. Now, before we end off here, we just want to quickly touch on Evander Kane's comment about the dress code in the NHL. He said that on a Oilers podcast, and it's quite interesting what he said. I mean, do you agree with it? So do you like the NHL dress code, how you have to wear suits, or do you think I can wear whatever I want? It's 2023. Let me be more modern.
So growing up, I played hockey my whole life, and we had to wear suits to games. Now, as a teenager, I thought it was kind of cool, right? You look kind of spiffy or whatever, whatnot. But now that I'm older and I want to to be honest with you, I kind of hated it once I started getting older. I'm like, you know what, like. I get it. Like, you want to look like a team and unified, but everybody's got an individual personality. You and me, we're on the same team right now, but we're wearing something completely different.
Well, look what I'm wearing compared to what you're wearing.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so we're both wearing black pants. We're both wearing kind of like a white shirt underneath.
But what do you think my opinion on this is then?
I think
if I'm sitting here dressed like
this. Knowing you, you're going to be like, I love it. I love the wearing the suits. And look, I think you look at basketball, you look at football, you look at soccer. There's no real dress code involved. And a guy like Evander Kane, who, yes, we all remember the tracksuit issue in Vancouver where they threw his tracksuit in the shower. I'm not saying wear a tracksuit. I'm not saying wear a hoodie and sweats to games. But what I'm saying is guys should express themselves the way they want to express themselves fashion-wise. And and Evander Kane said it in that clip. He's like, some guys who wear suits look like they're wearing tarps. Let's face it, right?
That's how you would look if you wore a suit.
You could never see me in a suit properly, and that's a lie because we've had off the record conversations about how I look in a suit, and you did not say that.
I don't remember this.
Well, clearly you need to.
I don't remember this at all. I think he's lying here. I'm all for the suits though. I really like it. I mean, it's classy, and I understand 2023 everything kind of needs to change, and like people, like players, should be able to express themselves in however they want.
Drip comes in many fashions now.
Yeah, but it's just that's just something about the NHL that I just have liked.
Okay.
And like it's just I don't know, it's just a classy
So
type
when
of...
Austin Matthews wears like the big fedora hat and like all that stuff, like that's cool with that. Like he's expressing himself in that way, right?
It's a hat though. A hat's
Still,
fine.
it's still a fashion
Yeah,
statement.
but he's still like they're still dressed like proper and like I don't know. That's just my opinion.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Look, I think that if he said, look, Evander Kane said he would wear a suit maybe half the time, right, and wear something else the other time. Like, look,
maybe there could be like a specific day, like when when you go to a uniform school, you have Civvies Day, and like the Civvies Day is the day where you get to dress like the way you're dressed right now.
You saying I'm dressing ugly?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like usually like. Because I went to a uniform school, you have to wear dress pants and like the shirt with the zip-up jacket.
I went to public school, so I got to wear whatever.
Okay, so maybe that's where it can kind of like tie in too. I don't know, maybe.
I could never do a uniform every day. Like I just need to wear something different every day. So
Okay.
That's why I'm here.
You can wear anything you want to wear. So, but that's all from us today on the Homestand TV. I'm your host Celine Schmarkey, alongside my co-host Justin Pooney. Have a great weekend.